How to measure custom shutters. Window measuring guide. 5 easy-to-follow steps to measure your own windows. Pro tips. Always use a metal measuring tape, as cloth tapes may stretch. Always measure to the closest 1/16 inches. Do not add or subtract. Order with the exact measurements. Always measure twice to ensure accuracy. Tools for measuring. Metal measuring tape. Pencil and paper for writing down measurements. Let's get started. Step 1. Measure width and height. Measure inside width and height in 3 places. Inside mount, provide the smallest width and height measurement among the 3. Outside mount, provide the largest width and height measurement among the 3. Note, the measurements need to be in inches. Step 2. Diagonal measurements. Check the window squareness by measuring the window opening diagonally. Measure from bottom left to top right. Measure top left to bottom right. If the difference between the 2 measurements is greater than ½ an inch, outside mount is required. Step 3. Measure unobstructed window depth. Measure window depth from any obstacle to the edge of the window frame. Obstacles may be window handles, locks, storm bars, and windows. There are certain minimum window depth requirements depending on the frame and louver size. For outside mount, see chart for the available outside mount frames and the minimum window depths according to louver size. For inside mount, see chart for the available inside mount frames and the minimum window depths according to louver size. Step 4. Measure window trim. If you have trim or molding around your window, measure the flat surface of the trim or molding. Measure from the inside edge to the beginning of any decorative elements found around the outer edges. Step 5. Measure wall clearance. If you do not have a trim, measure how much clearance or space is around your window. Use the smallest measurement to determine the minimum wall clearance required to mount a frame. Please keep in mind, there are different minimum window clearance requirements depending on the frame. For outside mount, 2-inch camber deco frame requires minimum wall clearance of 2 5/8 inches. Vintage L frame requires minimum wall clearance of 1½ inches. For inside mount, Bullnose Z frame requires a minimum wall clearance of 5/8 inches. Bel Air Z frame requires a minimum wall clearance of 1 1/8 inches. Vintage hang strip doesn't require any minimum wall clearance. Done!